Good morrow, my lovely little ghosts, and welcome to the Dark Orchard. I'm Laura.
I'm Brooke.
And I'm Sara.
And this is our review of the Bridgerton Experience. As I said in my intro, this is our review of the Bridgerton Experience. More specifically, we just got finished with the Bridgerton Experience, and this is going to be us discussing how everything goes and what we thought of the whole thing. Definitely get there early. They tell you to get there 30 minutes beforehand, so I would go with that. As with all things Sara, we were running late, but we were running late for running early, so we weren't as late as we could have been.
We made it.
We did.
That's the important part.
We got there 4 minutes after, so it was a better thing than normal. She knows it's true. So when you arrive, they give you the option of parking yourself or valet parking. The valet parking lets you go right into the experience, which is awesome.
We did valet parking, and they told us pull your car over there, and we'll park it for you. And when we walked out, it was still over there. They never parked it, so I hope they enjoyed their extra tip for not doing nothing.
It was a $10 difference.
Yes.
So $15 for self-park, $25 for valet.
But, my keys were in the car the entire night. Somebody could have just, come in and, stole my car and robbed us.
Mm-hmm.
Because they didn't valet park it, they just put it over there.
So I would suggest self-parking, especially since you don't know if they're going to do the same thing with your vehicle.
He smelled nice and he was cute, but...
And honestly, if you're going to get there at the 30 minutes that's suggested, it's literally, a 2-minute walk from your car. Not even,
If
half
that,
a
yeah.
minute to the parking lot, so...
Mm-hmm. And when you first arrive, everyone's very courteous. They check your tickets, and then if you're VIP, they give you a card, which I never really looked at.
I did for half a second.
Oh, it says the Queen's Court on one side with VIP access underneath, and then the Queen's Ball, the Bridgerton Experience, presented by Netflix on the other side. And they want you to wear this on your wrist so that you can access the VIP area once everything begins.
Then they punch it when you get a free drink.
Yep.
Yes, so the VIP experience does come with a free drink as well as select Queen's VIP seating.
The seating was really nice because without the VIP, there was no seating. You had to stand for the entire, hour and a half?
Yeah.
So without getting VIP, there is no place to sit. Only VIP had a place to sit.
Yep.
So that was really nice if you made the mistake of wearing, heinously high boot shoes like I did.
Also, if you get anxious with crowds, we went on a Thursday night, and it didn't seem that crowded, but as soon as we got into the main...
I'm so sorry. It's a shark, and he's going... He's so cute. Look at him go. Look at him go.
Send that to me. What was I saying? Oh, yes. Yeah, so on the dance floor area, it does get kind of crowded, and they have some standing tables, but you're basically gonna have to stand by the bar or by the Queen's Court area, or like I said, the bar.
They make their drinks real strong.
They do, obviously.
Which was lovely because the Lady Bridgerton,
Are you talking about?
which is the drink
Yeah, the
that
drink.
I got, the really cute pink one, was $16.
It's tasty though.
That was very tasty, but thank God they make them strong because, oof.
And you get champagne, or you can get a non-alcoholic beverage. They had mocktails as well, which was really nice. You got one of those, right?
I did, and it was delicious. It was like a cucumber drink with simple syrup. It was so good. I love cucumber. So they had a good option for a non-alcoholic drink.
I think they had 2 mocktails, and then your usual water, soda,
Yes.
sort of thing.
So when you first walk in, there is a gift shop. I'm sure that if you got there early before the experience opens, there's the option of perusing the gift shop before.
You have the fuzz.
But then once the experience opens up, they take you into a gorgeous archway.
It is wisteria.
Thank you.
Wisteria.
Right here. Very nice hanging wisteria. It's all along the walls of the
The
tunnel.
little
and
lights hidden in.
yeah, like little lanterns.
They're like little lanterns hidden in, and then the arches had like LED light bars. The entire the entire arch would be an LED light bar every so often with the little lanterns hanging down and the hanging wisteria. It was so freaking cute. I want to redo my room with like an entire ceiling of hanging wisteria.
I've actually seen that. I don't know if it was it's probably like on Instagram or something, but like what people do is they'll make like a corner in their room and have the wisteria hanging.
But the upkeep is horrible because it gets dusty, and then the spiders, the house spiders will hide.
The upkeep.
The upkeep.
You said upcreep.
I said
and I was like, what are you
the upkeep is horrible because it gets dusty, and then every time you bop it, it's just like poof,
yes,
dust, and then you're like, ah.
Mm-hmm.
But it was lovely, and we got a few videos of that. We didn't experience dust, though.
We did not experience. There was no dust to experience.
Once you get through that tunnel, there is a red carpet and a lot of like beautiful scenery. There's costumes on display.
They've got the modiste, then they have a couple of the costumes.
They've got a couple of different photo areas.
Mm-hmm.
They have that portrait thing we did.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the portrait was really cool. They've got like the columns with the gazebo thing where they blinked with white wisteria hanging and a whole bunch of lights. We didn't get to get pictures.
Oh, that it's not white. It's not wisteria. It's literally just crystals. It's all just crystals hanging.
It's crystals and they blinked.
The portrait experience is actually really cool. It looks like easels, like canvas and easels. It looks like easels, and they have people in costume that are taking the picture. So they're all in character while they're doing it. And they don't have it
top 10.
Yeah, they don't have it set up like you're taking a picture with a camera. They have it set up like they're in front of the easel. And you take the photo and then walk around to the back side of the easel where there's a touch screen. And you can,
It starts as a sketch.
yeah, and you like
And then
select
you
that
boop it.
sketch.
You don't blink it, you boop it.
You boop.
You boop
Sketch.
it, and you pick your sketch, and then
You use the brush
the brush to add the
to
color.
like color it in,
And then you can pick the paint to add your filter.
and then you can crop it,
And you can crop it.
whatever, and then you put your signatures.
Yes.
That was really, really cool. That
did
was
like
fun.
that.
I did like the signatures. It was like we were the artists.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I liked it too.
And then they give you a QR code. They tell you to take a photograph of the QR code and then later download the photo from that picture instead of trying to get it to pull up right away.
Because we were in a warehouse, so we probably had like horrible signal.
Because there was, especially that first room we were in, there were so many. I mean, there was like 2 bars set up, plus all the modiste stuff, plus the costumes on display everywhere, plus the whole like Queen's Court thing, the portrait. There was a lot,
There was a lot.
Hence why we recommend you get there early, because you don't get access at the
After.
end.
Yeah.
Which is the one thing that we didn't like about the whole thing is that it's very short. It's an hour and a half. So if you get there even a few minutes late, you've missed out a little bit.
If you don't get there at the half hour before it starts, you've missed out.
There are so many photo ops and so many little things that you can see. They even had what appeared to be a scavenger hunt.
Yes.
That looked like it would be fun.
And this whole front and most of the back are just like, it's actually, I think, like verbatim of one of them, or like kind of one of them. But the circled section, this is where it gives you info about the scavenger hunt. And there's like an entire like quoted section that like is a riddle that you're supposed to find, like you kind of figure it out, and then you go there, and apparently there's a card to like another thing. But we didn't have
any time.
And I don't know. Here's the other thing too. So we got our papers, like it was probably like 9:10 because we went to the 9 o'clock. And then by like 9:30 we were already moved on from that whole area. So I don't.
Even if you got there the half hour early, you wouldn't have gotten your papers, and you wouldn't have had enough time to wander about and look at everything.
Yeah. So you kind of almost have to like plan ahead by like people like us who have gone or whatever to make sure that you like have an agenda, basically.
Because
which takes all the fun out of it. You can't just wander and experience.
Exactly.
And as soon as we got there, basically, the queen was coming out to meet the different prospects for the night. And that was actually a really fun experience. We all got to walk up to the queen and bow and get a little quippy comment in response to
Mine was
what we
about
did.
my boots.
My comment was about not smiling because I was too focused on holding my dress up because my dress was too long. And I smiled at the end, and they said much better.
Yeah, I think mine was something about my smile because I almost fell over. It's, I am 5'9" without heels, and I think these heels put me at 6 foot or more.
Yeah.
Probably more than that. So it's like,
Beautiful, Mama. Welcome. Oh my. A queen. A queen. Welcome, my dear. Oh, it's the happy girl. Welcome, well done. My goodness. How shiny and bouncy. Beautiful red, my dear. Wonderful job, my dear. Just one more cocktail. Just one more. Wonderful. Welcome. My goodness. Those boots were made for walking. Smile, my dear. Wonderful. So much better. Relax. Welcome to... Is that a smile? Yes.
It's not really fair that they have you curtsy on carpet.
it's very plush carpet too.
It's incredibly plush carpet.
Which is nice.
It's
luxury.
It's like luxury, but at the same time, it doesn't give you a stable surface to curtsy on.
Yeah.
Speaking as a Ren Fair performer who's curtsied on gravel and dirt.
And speaking as someone who has never curtsied in her life.
When I was a debutante, they didn't put carpet out for us because they know we would face plant, and it would ruin our evening.
Yeah.
So get rid of the plush carpet and let us wander about for a bit longer.
Yeah, I think if the experience would have been 2 hours, 2.5 hours, it could have been better. Just because people didn't have time to see everything.
Another idea that would be nice, because they did have the bars set up in that main area. Like I didn't even have time to think about grabbing a drink until we went to this other section.
Yeah.
It would have been nice if they had like almost like the sitting room that they have in the show that like the family hangs out at, and just like couches and stuff. Like that would be a really nice added touch to have just like a lounge area, because like we said, when we got in there, they like we're already doing the procession and stuff, but if you were there 30 minutes before, you've been standing for 40-45 minutes on, and it's like you said, it's like in a warehouse on really hard, like, concrete floors. So
and every single girl in there was wearing platform stilettos of some form.
Or flats.
I saw
there
a
was
girl
one girl in
the
sneakers.
She was smart.
And then the one girl.
The queen made a comment about the girl with the sneakers,
Did
but I don't remember what it was. It was like, it was a positive comment.
Oh, okay, like about like comfort.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lady Whistledown's accomplice in this was Lady Hearsay.
Yes.
She was lovely. But there was also another girl, the first one who got pulled up during the dance circle. She had on these sparkly slides. They looked like your Betsy Johnson.
Betsy Johnson.
Love some
Sneakers.
Betsy Johnson.
Sneakers, but they were like the Vans slip-on styles. They were really cute. They were the
Oh my god.
Yeah, they were the Vans slip-on style, but they were rhinestones. They were rhinestone like Laura's sneakers.
They were probably Betsy Johnson.
Okay.
I just sat down and read it.
Oh, you didn't read it?
No, I didn't read it at all.
Oh, well, I skimmed most of this. I did not. You have time. There was no time to read this.
No, there was no time to read it.
There you go.
I'll read it after we're done.
Speaking of things to wear dresses that you're not going to trip over if you're wearing a dress.
Nothing too long. Comfy shoes.
Because the interactive part, which is the part that we migrated to next, is dancing.
Lots of dancing.
Also, as someone who had a clutch purse that you had to hold, sucked.
Yeah.
I was constantly like, because they like teach you dance moves and you need your hands and you're doing stuff. And I tried. I hit myself in the head a couple of times, and then
you morning starred yourself.
I did morning star myself. I literally had a sphere of a purse covered in rhinestones, and that thing went, and I was like, "We're done.
Yep,
we're gonna go sit down."
Bags were a bad idea.
I put all my stuff. I had knee-high boots, over the knee boots, and I just shoved all my stuff in my boots. It worked out really well, except at one point during the dancing, my right boot, which had my cell phone in it, like slid down, and I felt it. I was like, "Why is my foot so heavy?" And I noticed that my boot was, the top of my boot was around my ankle, and I was like, "Oh, okay, yank."
So comfort is key, even though you want to look pretty, and try not to take a bag just because it becomes cumbersome during the dance part, and that's a very important interactive aspect of the Bridgerton experience.
It was super fun. I ended up dancing with one of the guys that was working there. He was like dressed up as like one of Her Majesty's servants, and he was super fun. Like, shout out to him. He was amazing.
Shout out to every single performer.
Yes, every single performer.
Top notch.
Shout out to them. They were so into it.
Yeah.
It really made the experience for me.
Yeah. It kept the energy going. It kept the flow of the whole thing. I mean, what was it? It was like 10:15 when I was like, oh gosh, what time is it? And it like time literally flew. It was crazy. They're
really good at what they do. They're really efficient, and they're wonderful at keeping the energy up and keeping us happy and engaged. So that the performers and the entertainers and every single person who was in a costume and dressed up that we were supposed to notice, 10 out of 10, amazing. Everyone else, like they did the stage magic trick where the people that they did not want you to notice, they had dressed in all black, like security and stagehands and all that. They were still amazing too, but it worked so well because everyone that they wanted you to notice was in the period costumes and actively interacting. So everyone that they didn't want you to notice, like your support staff and your technical experts and your, like your stagehands and stuff like that, it was theater magic. Well, like it was like a really perfect example of like how live shows are supposed to work. Even though it was interactive and like literally we were walking around standing next to people, you only know like literally your eye was drawn to the people that they wanted you to see, which was wonderful.
Yeah. It was like being a part of a performance rather than enjoying a performance. If you were in the VIP seating area, you could enjoy it like a show. So you do have the option to not participate in the dancing, but to get everything out of it that you've paid for, I suggest actually being a part of everything.
I watched and I danced and I had such a blast dancing.
Yes.
At the moment, join in the dance as we celebrate their blossoming love.
My feet hurt so bad that I danced.
In that same area is where the bar was, where you could order different drinks. With the VIP, like we said, you did get a free drink, and they let you choose anything off the menu. It didn't have to be the champagne.
There were no restrictions.
Yeah, there were no restrictions. You could get
which was really
one
nice,
free drink.
Because a lot of times it's like you get, with a VIP, you get A or B. That's it. That was really nice. That was like a wonderful, I guess, surprise, because I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting with your VIP you get A or B, that's it.
Yeah. They did, so there was a transition.
Yes.
So when you're in the main area, the first area, there's basically two rooms. You cannot access both at the same time. You access one, and then you go to the other, and then you exit. That was like our biggest pitfall. That's why we were talking about getting there early and doing all the stuff in that first room, because as soon as like there, so you do the queen presentations where you bow to the queen, then there was a little dance, and then they basically ushered you into the next room.
Because the staff closes that area down and goes with you into the next room to set that up and keep that experience going.
Yeah, and like we were one of the last people to get into that room because we were doing the portrait thing, but because we were doing the portrait thing in line, we couldn't do the dance.
Yeah,
we couldn't see the other things like the modistes and all that stuff. Like we could see them from afar, but we couldn't
like get close experience and poke about and do everything else that we wanted.
Right. Like I tried to get pictures of all the costumes, and I couldn't even get. I got the main ones in the center, but there were some in the corners, and I didn't get over there physically.
Yeah. Because they were like, all right, keep going, you've got your portrait, up you go.
And I get that the main point of it is that we're going into the performance area because it's the dance floor, the stage, that sort of stuff. They want you to be a part of it, so they have to like move you along.
Let's make a note, they weren't ever rude about it.
No, they were never rude. They were never rude. It was just
like, let's finish your thing, and then let's.
It was like we were all salmon.
Yeah.
It was like the flow of nature.
Very fluid.
It was the flow of nature. We were in the next room before we were even like, we didn't get to experience everything in the first room. Why are we in this room now?
Yeah.
We were just in there.
Yeah.
Because that was the flow of things. So it was never like a rude, you guys gotta go. It was like,
this is just what.
It was like the natural progression of things. We got off of the staging area for the portrait, and that was literally just where we went next, because it was just literally the way they have it set up and the way that they operate. It was like the flow of nature.
Yeah, you basically followed the queen and the musicians and all of them into the other area.
Which is wonderful, because we never felt like, okay, now you have to go here. Now you're going here. We never felt like we were told to do anything. There was a really natural flow to the whole evening.
Yep.
We would have just liked
A little more time.
a little more time in that first room instead of having to arrive half an hour early before the whole thing starts. But it doesn't feel like it.
It
though.
doesn't feel like
No.
I think you need an hour and an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if it was a half hour, like doesn't feel like it in the slightest.
Yeah, not at all. No, and there's so much. You're so overwhelmed
There's
with
so much.
stuff.
Like, there's no way that we had a half hour to explore all that. I don't.
Yeah,
It's a lot and very little time to do all that.
Yes. Yeah. And then also, I felt like when we got, so for the VIPs, because Laura and I kind of sat in VIP for most of the time, especially when you were dancing. And it kind of got to a point where it was like, okay, we're just sitting here, like drinking our drinks and stuff, which is great.
Considering how there were no other chairs anywhere else, the chair was very nice.
Right.
Yes.
I'm not complaining. My feet hurt.
True.
So that was pretty much the experience. Once you finished with watching the performances, which were wonderful, amazing performers,
Stunning.
and they had music from the show, which was also very cool.
Yes. The live musicians.
Oh, they are amazing. The live
Amazing.
musicians were amazing.
Oh. There's nothing like hearing live music.
I mean, I really don't have many complaints about the experience, except it wasn't long enough for me to
Yeah.
enjoy it.
Yeah.
And I wanted more time to enjoy it. It
Yeah.
was so
Yeah.
wonderful. I wish I could have enjoyed more of it. Like,
Especially, like, and I know it's a traveling thing now.
Yeah.
You know, they do, like, 4 or 5 cities and then they move and whatever. But but then you have a limited time. So it's not like you can just keep going back if you miss something. Like, for us, this show ends, like, the end of this month or I think it's like 4th of July weekend is when it ends here in DC, and then it's moving to Atlanta, which is, you know, like, thankfully North Carolina is in between the two.
Yeah.
But if you live here in DC and you could only go now, like if you were late, like, you're missing out. Like,
Yeah.
if you don't go track down another experience and do everything, then you just don't get that. This is also very new for Netflix because like, they have a Stranger Things experience too, which
Yes.
I would like to look
is
into.
this like the first season, like the first year that they have done these experiences?
Last year, I remember seeing a lot of the Stranger Things experiences.
Yes, but they weren't nearby.
Right.
I don't remember.
A lot
where
of them
they
were in California.
Yeah.
So is this like the first time that they've like rolled out their experiences nationally?
Yes. I
And
believe so.
internationally, actually. It's in Canada and the UK.
So that could be why they're just doing a touring troupe.
Yeah.
And maybe if it's successful, Netflix will actually open it up
That'd be
for
great.
like the next summer season. It'll be in set cities with set
Yeah.
dates instead of traveling. That would be wonderful to
Yeah.
actually give people a chance to go.
Yeah, I feel like, you know, with, you know, just people willing to travel for, like, festivals, and, like, we do the convention thing, and that's, you know, do, like, concerts like we just did with our other videos and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, people will come back for this. This could be a whole new niche genre of
like
activities.
theater and Broadway.
Yeah,
and
and
stuff like that.
events. Yeah.
But
Oh, that'd be amazing.
if
Oh, so amazing.
Right? Like, the nerd in all of us is like,
yes.
but everyone else is like, yeah,
give it.
But if you had like set venues and it was not a touring troupe, you could cap the number of attendees on each night and make it more intimate.
That is true. Almost like,
Like you could do it smaller and you could have a pre-reservation system.
you
if
know,
you
it
capped it.
reminds me of like dinner murder mysteries and like
Yes.
that sort of thing,
Yes.
where it's a
I mean,
fully immersive experience.
Like it's almost it's towing that line of dinner theater and murder mysteries, and that's what it wants to be, and it could be very successful if they did it.
Yeah.
But they would need to cap the number of attendees, and they would need to have a pre-reservation with like, tell us a little bit about yourself, who are you coming with, blah 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 blah. Cap the number of attendees. You could do it in the same amount of time, but that way there would be less people to bow to Her Majesty, and you would have less people to fight around to get the photo ops. So then that way you could actually enjoy everything.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because I think
They had a queue for every photo op.
Yeah,
except the tunnel, because you going in is the queue.
Yeah, I think if they had either made there more time or capped the number of attendees for each night, so that the queues were less, that would have worked out. But the only way that you can do that is if it is stationary for a extended stay.
Yeah.
You can't do that with a touring show, because then people are going to be like, well, I never got in to see it, that's some bull. But if they're doing a set stay at a venue for like a couple months, then you can do that, because you can essentially make sure that everyone who wants to come in can get in, and you can make it a more intimate experience.
So once you exit the experience, and they only let you exit the one way, they don't let you go back the way you came. It's a big circle. So you exit out into the
Gift shop area.
They have the new Bridgerton makeup.
With Pat McGrath Labs, I got the new lipstick. It is called,
I don't remember.
You moved it.
I did move it. It's all the way over there. I don't remember what it's called, but it is.
I'll put it up on the screen.
But it is
that'll work.
Yeah.
beautiful.
It's lovely. I really liked the highlighters.
That gold highlighter was
Yes.
gorgeous.
Stunning.
So of course they have something for everyone. They had jewelry, crowns, they had soap.
They did have tea. They had things of tea, and then they also had gentlemen's stuff. So they had top hats, pocket watches, shirts, all sorts of stuff.
They had lovely Duke and Duchess shirts, and then they also had Bridgerton themed shirts. They were a little pricey though, like $60 some for shirts.
Yeah, my big bar of soap, it was like
a brick almost.
my soap was like that big,
But it was thick.
and it was thick too. It was $16 almost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there was a price tag on it. But how much was the lipstick?
$32. It's really cute. It's got a bow on them.
Yeah, the bottles have
The
bows.
bottle. Thank you. I was gonna say bow on the butt, and I was like, nope, that's not right.
So once you do the gift shop, you exit out, you get your valet car, or you walk to your valet car, or you walk to your parked car.
Listen, we got an exclusive experience.
We did.
We got the best of both parking. Like, we self-parked
You look at the
in
cute,
valet.
You look at the cute European guy who parked your car in a slightly drunk and judgmental way, because you're like,
And he was staring back.
What was funny was, like, he was watching us, and he's like this,
Yeah,
leaned
like real
against the
stone-faced.
car, like, just staring at us, and it's like, bruh, like,
bro, you never parked my car.
what the? And then you literally said that, and he just nothing. It was just-
Nothing.
Stared back at me. I was like, you were so nice and cute before the experience, but now you're like,
he's acting like he doesn't know us.
he doesn't know me.
How we were besties. We were besties at 9:04, and now it is 40 something, and he, wow,
Doesn't know me. He saw
men.
put my shoes on as I was crawling out of that car, and he doesn't know me anymore.
Oh no, he saw me stick my hand down your boot. There was high humidity in there.
There's a lot of humidity, the drinks are strong, and I sweat a lot.
And I don't even remember what I was trying to grab out of there for you. I really don't.
The valet ticket.
The valet
ticket. And
The valet ticket to my car that was literally right across the way.
I'm like reaching down in your boot, and then it was like, well, that's our car right there. Can't we just walk to it? And it's like, oh, it's moist. And it was just.
There was a lot.
There was so much going on. There was so much going on in the parking lot.
It was.
There was a lot going on in the parking
We
lot.
were possibly a problem.
Yeah.
Laura's like, possibly. I watched.
Yeah.
I was not a problem.
I was having a great time.
So, final thoughts. I think the Bridgerton experience was definitely worth it. Just extend it another 30 minutes and let us experience both rooms equally. You guys?
Yeah, same.
Mm-hmm.
I want to poke around and look at stuff more.
Yeah. So,
I want to get told, ma'am, you can't touch that.
I would also like to say, hold on 1 second, let me just pull up one of the costumes had little placards in front of them of, like, who designed the dress and, like, what episode it was from. I would have liked more information on the cards.
Yes.
Yeah.
about the dress. Because, I mean, it literally just says Bridgerton, the character's name, what episode, costume design, and then the names. That's it. I would have loved... Because they had the beautiful, like, the beaded dress from episode 2 that Daphne wore in the first season with... I mean, that's all bead embroidery on there. Like, I want
I want to know.
I want to know.
I want to know like what technique they used. I want to know. I want to know like I want to see reference photos. I want to see historical precedent. I want to know everything. Like tell me everything. I don't want to just know like Daphne wore this in episode 2. I want to know everything behind it. I want to know the reasoning behind it.
Yeah.
On that subject of she wore this in that episode and that's all they think you want to know, there were a lot of what we would call normies mixed in with the crowd.
Yeah.
You could tell that it was like, I'm going to wear a prom dress and I'm going to go to this. And then there were the people who made full-on gowns that were historically accurate. Mm-hmm. So it was a very mixed crowd. Mm-hmm. And we're not used to that because we're used to going to like conventions where everyone's dressed up. Mm-hmm. And everyone...
And we feel inadequate because we hot glued our costumes.
Right. And everyone like knows their role.
Or ditched their costume at the last minute and pulled a ball gown out of their closet. Well, the other side of that, too, so, yeah, there were the normies in the prom dresses. Yeah. There were the people in the Regency dresses. Maybe they bought them, maybe they made them, who knows. Right. Then there were other people, not many, there were people in, like,
jeans and
casual. Yeah, like a summer dress.
Yeah,
like,
there were lots of guys in, like, jeans and, like, button-downs.
Yeah.
I'm like,
The dudes in the tuxes and suits, though.
And, like, the period stuff.
Yes. The guys that were actually wearing the tails and stuff were just amazing.
Beautiful.
We love them. They're kings.
But it did. I felt like it did kind of, and this is just a personal thing. Maybe it sounds a little elitist or gatekeepy. I don't know. But not having a dress code required did kind of take away from it for me personally.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like I was so stressed about my outfit.
Yes.
Knowing that there was no dress code. Like, if I had known that, like, beforehand, that there were going to be people in jeans and button-downs and, like, casual sundresses, I would not have stressed as much as I did.
Yes.
I lost a lot of sleep. Because I was, like, anime convention, Renaissance Festival, I am a member of Her Majesty's Court on the Ren Fair. Yeah. Stressing because it's dress rehearsal tomorrow. Like, levels of stress. And if I had known that there were going to be people in sundresses, I would have been like, I was just going to wear whatever.
Yeah. I feel like although anime conventions, Comic-Cons, that sort of stuff are mainstream more so nowadays, there is a level of nerd expected. Therefore, they accommodate for that. This was not that kind of experience. Right. This was meant really, if you're gonna for an evening out.
If you're going to go, just wear whatever you want, be comfortable, have fun.
Yes. Yeah. The thing is be comfortable. Literally, this was all taped. Did you hear that? That was a problem.
I'm still in the corset.
Oh God, and you're sitting.
My shoes were too high. I would have been super happy in like my red white high top Converses.
Could have easily done a casual, like street, like interpretation. Mm-hmm. Like we were talking about a bunch of different ideas. Yeah. Like at the thing. Or when I was just talking about earlier about like a little corset and Vans. Like,
I'm pretty certain I saw a girl wear a red, like one of those red full-length lingerie gowns.
Oh yeah, the silky gown.
Like, it was really pretty, but I'm like, that, ma'am, is a lingerie set. Yes. So like, really, wear whatever you want.
Side note: this was 18 plus.
Yes,
and it was 21 plus for VIP because you had the alcohol access. That was their policy, so that was kind of nice. There were no children. Yes. It was a bit, and because I don't understand how they could have done it with children. Love you, kids.
Love them, but it's like herding cats.
It is.
Don't treat it like a competition. Go and have fun. That's my whole opinion on the whole evening. Don't take yourself or the diamond of the season too seriously.
Or just in general trying to be like the it person.
The it person. Don't go that route. You know, commit to the experience. Be a dork. Play with the actors.
They love it.
They love
it. Oh my gosh.
You know, don't be haughty. Don't be pretentious. Don't be rude. Play with the actors. Engage with them. Have fun.
And you don't even have to be like in Bridgerton character. Like I was like singing along to some song or whatever with one of them, we were just like, ah, you know,
Yeah,
like it
during,
was just fun.
During
Yeah.
one of the dances, I like scurried down there to dance, but I didn't have a partner. So one of the guys who was like directing everyone to dance, he looked around and he jumped in and was my partner, and we had a blast. It was such a good time. Like they're there to have a good time. Engage with the actors and everyone there, and you'll have a blast. Don't go and try to be the it person or the diamond. Like just have a ball. Just have fun.
Yep.
So all in all, the Bridgerton experience was amazing. It was fun. It was unique, and we hope that they continue to do things like that.
Because we want more.
Yes, definitely want more. Hopefully they'll take feedback and tweak it a little bit, but we want more, and we think it was a really, really great experience. So for the comments down below, tell me who your favorite Bridgerton character is. And if you don't talk to me about that...
Oh, what was your favorite thing that we discussed if that was a part of the experience? Like the Queen presentation, or the performances, or the historical costume, or not historical, but you know what I mean. The costume displays.
Yes.
Those sort of things.
And if you don't talk to us about that, just talk to us about something, because we love for you to talk to us down in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you come around again soon. Say bye.
Bye! Dearest reader, I am sure you are aware of the adage that all is fair in love and war. But some battles leave no victor, only a trail of broken hearts that makes us wonder if the price we pay is ever worth the fight.
In Omnia Paratus.